Hello. In today's makeup tutorial, we are going to be doing a flawless full glam makeup look, especially for my beginners. So if you're a beginner to makeup, get your pen, get your notepad and your product, because we're going to be doing this together. In today's makeup tutorial, we are going to be focusing on the color, guess what? Purple. When I was younger, I used to be a purple girl. I had everything in purple. Purple bed sheets, purple bags. I even still have my purple cup right here. So today we're going to taking it back to the basis, back to our roots. If you're a woman of color like I am, then definitely want to share this with your other women of color that you have in your contact as well. So if you enjoyed this video, give us a big fat thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. So with all that being said, let's just jump right into it. So we're going to start off with the facial toner. This is from T3 brand. And I like using this with my cotton pad to clean my face thoroughly because it helps me to have a clean canvas to start my makeup with, and ensures that I don't have any germs or dirt on my face. And next, I'm going to be using my vitamin C face serum. Honestly, this is not what I'll typically use, but since I was not really going anywhere today, so just decided to use a random serum I had on my desk, and I massage it on my face thoroughly. So after massaging it properly, ensuring that it gets into my skin, and give it about 2 to 3 minutes to get into my skin properly, then I'm going to be going next with my moisturizer. I'm making use of the Simple moisturizer. This is an amazing hydrating moisturizer, and I have seen that I use moisturizer on days where I'm going in with makeup and days where I'm not going in with makeup. I see how it leaves my skin looking very luscious. Next, I'm going to go in with my primer. The next phase is your primer, because your primer is what holds your makeup, your foundation together. Your primer can literally make or break your makeup, so you need to go with a primer that works for your skin type, if you have a combination skin or oily skin or a dry skin. So next, I'm going to be going with my spoolie to brush my hairs. I didn't put anything, I didn't give it any brow gel or wax, just brush my hairs that way so that I can see what I am working with. Then using my brown pencil, this is from Davinci. I got it from a local store over here, and I just use it to just outline my brows. First of all, that is just following the natural shape of my brows, and I just use the very light strokes to just fill it up like I'm stroking it, and then use whatever I have left to just carve out the top part of my brow, if that makes sense. I know that sounded like very confusing, but you just see closely with this eyebrow what I did. So you outline the bottom part first, and then go and outline the top part, and then just fill out the remaining part. I have very slightly, very gentle. You don't want to be holding your pencil too thick or too hard. You want to hold it with just 2 fingers and just draw very light strokes, and then following your natural brow shape and structure. So after drawing my brows, I like going back with the spoolie. I just like to use this after I've drawn it to just ensure that everything looks very soft and blended. And next, I'm going to be going in with my concealer to clean up my brows. I like using a very flat brush and then just taking a very tiny bit of it. I don't like going so much with my concealer, and then I use that tape and just clean the bottom part of my brows. Nowadays, 2025 makeup, people are going for clean, natural looking brows, and honestly, there's some days where I could go without cleaning my brows up, but not today, girl. Today we are doing a full glam, full tutorial look, and this is what you are going to get if you want to do a full face of makeup. So you want to ensure that you're using 2 shades lighter than your actual skin tone. So you see how that concealer is not my actual skin tone, it's lighter than my color. That is what I want to be using. And to blend it up, I'm using this naked brush. You want to ensure that your brush is that kind of brush that has this dome shape and it's dense. It will help you blend out your concealer, or if you don't have that, you can use your beauty blender as well. So ensure that you don't clean up your brows, but if you do, like what I'm doing right now, you can always go back to your pencil to just outline it back and draw it back like how you did initially. So now we're onto the eyes. Using the same concealer and the same flat brush, just apply my concealer on my eyelid. Since we're going to go in with a very bright color today, I'll need that eyeshadow color to stick onto something. So you can either go in with an eyeshadow primer, or just be like me and use your concealer. I like my concealer because it helps me to get rid of my hyperpigmentation over there. So start blending properly with the same brush we use. We're using this palette, and you're going in with the shade. I'm going in with the shade Camphor to just start with our eyeshadow. You can see that I'm using a packing brush to just pack the eyeshadow color there. Okay, I'm not blending right now, I'm just packing it. So I start by packing. Now when I get my desired amount of quantity that I get, I begin to blend out the edges so that it's a bit softer towards the up part of the eyeshadow, if that makes sense. So you start by packing and then going the next shade, which is Moremi. I'm going in with the same method, first packing it and then begin to blend it out so that it blends into the first shade, which is Comfort, that we had before. So start blending it properly and ensuring that nothing is too harsh towards the end. We're going in with the shade Amara right now. I'm using the same brush. You can see that I'm only using one brush for this, guys. I'm just packing it at the inner corner so that we can have this very beautiful gradient green. So I'm going to go for very light purple to mid purple to dark purple to give us the illusion of a smoky eye makeup look, if that makes sense. So after packing my eyeshadow colors, I'm trying to use whatever I have left to just blend everything out so that nothing looks too harsh and too tough. So going with Amina and Sadia, these are very beautiful glitter shimmer shades, and I'm just using the brush instead of the brush right now to just pack that actual shade at the middle part, because I wanted to have this shimmer color at the middle part, but then I switched to my finger, because one thing I've learned with shimmers and glitters that sometimes your fingers be doing a lot more better than these brushes, and trust me, I can testify to that. So I'm using my finger, I'm working my way up because I did not want to start with so much, so I keep going back and forth and ensuring that I don't have too much on my finger. So I take it from the back and then tap it behind my hand and go like that. So using these shades right now from the Modern Collection palette, these are so beautiful shades, and then I'm going to be using these shades on the inner part of my eyes, like I see that color, then going in with this shade and then just blending everything together. One thing I've learned with eye makeup that sometimes you just have to trust the process, because sometimes when I film this, like, people asking me, oh, how do I come up with this? Girl, I just follow my guts. And then I went back to using a Q-tip cotton bud to just pack that there, and then after doing all of that, I go in with my cleaning part to clean everything up because of fallout. So now we're going with our eyeliner to just draw some wing liner we have there, and I'm putting this with a very flat angled brush, so a very soft wing. I'm trying to follow my natural eye shape. I don't want the wing to overwhelm the beautiful eye makeup we have going on there, so keeping everything very demure and very soft. And I'm following my literal lash line, so using my cleanser and a Q-tip to just clean up whatever fallout. Oh my god, I poured something on my tip. I tried to that right now, but I'm basically trying to use the Q-tip to just clean up any excess eyeshadow that might have gone into places where it's not supposed to be, and just make my wing liner as sharp as it could be. Yes, I don't want any purple underneath it. So getting this Zaron lip pencil, this is a very beautiful burgundy, and honestly I do not know why I wear in burgundy. I really don't even know how I even came across this color, because I've been thinking of what to do for my lower lash line, and I'm like, okay, goodness, you passed art class, you should know that burgundy and purple have some bit of similarities. So I went with it, and my guts did not disappoint me. My eyes were tearing up right now. I don't know if you saw that right now, but I'll be getting teary. I don't know what happened. Maybe my allergies were acting up, but that's what we did there. And now for our full face, so going with Nuban Beauty foundation, this is what we are looking like right now. Now this, I don't like applying too much on my skin. I don't know if it's adulthood or my frontal lobes are developing, but I just like applying very little. And given that I'm going with a brush, it helps me to work with this quantity and get a very beautiful result. And given that this foundation is a medium coverage foundation, I'm still able to achieve the kind of coverage I want. But if you have a foundation that has light coverage, you might want to go in with more quantity. So we're blending, and then it's time for our concealer. Using my same concealer like I've used from the beginning of this video to just apply it in these areas, because I'm going for a bright centered face. And then I'm picking up my OG Forever Glam LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is in the shade one, like this shade is like one shade lighter than my actual skin. I don't know if you can see the difference right now. And then using this Zikel Pro Coverage Foundation as a contour. This is a foundation actually, but I use as a contour because it cannot come and waste. Okay, so I'm using this to just bronze up and warm up my face, and applying it in the certain areas to just bring back structure and to literally contour my face. And not forgetting our nose contour, because this is a full glam. I don't want to go in with more contour, so just pick up whatever I have left on my forehead and use a flat brush and just draw up my nose contour. So this is what the girl is looking like with all the concealer and the contour going on. And then using my Real Techniques brush in the number that I just showed you, but somehow I cannot remember what I just saw, start blending. I'm blending from my forehead because I feel like it's easier for me to just start from up to down, and then I connect that bronzing line, that contour line, to my cheekbone. You can see that I'm blending upward. I'm not bringing it downward, because if you bring it downward, there's tendency for it to drag your face downwards. So taking it upward, and then the one I did around my jawline, just tap 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 tap. You can see I'm literally just patting things into that position. I'm not dragging anything elsewhere, just keeping them exactly where they are. So by the time I'm done blending my contour, my concealer should have dried up a little bit. The goal is for you to leave it for maybe like 2 minutes or more to get very tacky, so that they can give you more coverage and give you that actual brightening look that you want to have. So blending it still by just tapping. We're not moving things anywhere. The only time I might have to move something is down my nose contour, because it's best to blend this when you're just gliding down than just tapping it there. So this is just a blending process, kind of like, guys. And then using my Real Techniques brush, I'll put the number below for you guys to go check it out. I found that this brush is very good for blending out my cream nose contour. I love it, and you can see the results for itself. Okay, it's very soft, doesn't leave me any harsh line whatsoever. And I just keep going back and forth my concealer and my contour to give me that perfect nose contour. And then we'll go back to our under eyes. I like giving them more time to like settle in, and I start with the part of the blending that has like one shade lighter than the 2 shades lighter than my skin tone, because I want everything just have this very beautiful gradient look, if that makes sense. So we're just tapping, we're just patting, the usual regular blending procedure that we all know and we all love. Girls, if you do not like blending, you cannot lay your makeup, because blending will test your patience. At this point, I can't even lie, I was kind of scared, but I did trust the process with my blending skills. I knew that at the end of the day, we are going to make it work. So the trick to when it's looking funny and scary is just to go into a very clean but semi-damp beauty blender. That is from Real Techniques, by the way. And then just blend everything. If you go back few clips ago, you see how everything was looking semi-harsh and looking like we are doing rubbish right now. But after I went in with my beauty blender, you can literally see that everything comes together. And that is the beauty of having a beauty sponge, a beauty blender, because they work hand in hand to absorb any excess and take away from any harshness that you might have. So I went back with my contour brush to just restore back the contour, should in case the beauty blender has overdone its job. So just bring back the structure and just try and make everything look very pretty and seamless. Also doing the same for my contour and my cheekbones, just in case the concealer has gone way past it's supposed to go. So now it's time for our cream blush. So I do not have a purple cream blush, but I tried to DIY it at this point. So I got myself my Huda purple lipstick. I put everything there, so you probably saw it, and then I tried to make it work as a blush. I've been using lipsticks as blushes for the longest, so I knew this would work, but I wasn't sure of the color. But I mean, I could see that. I mean, it was looking like it was not going to make sense, but for some reason it was looking like a deep pink or semi-light pink on my skin tone, which was very beautiful. To set everything up with powder, I'm using that powder palette because my actual one, I kind of left it somewhere. So I'm using this one because it just works for me, and I like the fact that it has different tones and different skin tones, and it's like all in one. So okay, I used the first two light ones to set where I applied my concealer, and then I used that warm shade to just set where I applied my contour. Basically, for my contour brush, I'm using a slightly angled fluffy brush, and I like using that actual angle part to just set my nose contour with that same shade. So same thing, that's what we're doing, trying to wrap this up because we're really getting tired of this routine. So now it's time to set our cream blush with powder blush using these two shades there, but I was feeling like that deep purple was the one that I should have gone with, but I mixed the two because I mean, you can never have too much blush. Don't quote me, actually would not defend you in public. So using my Real Techniques blush brush and just setting everything there like that, so that our cream blush has something to support it as the day goes by, even though I'm not going anywhere. So using our oil control setting powder in shade Caramel from Nuban Beauty, my lovely Nigerian makeup brand, shout out to them, and then using my setting, is this a concealer brush or highlighter brush from Real Techniques, to just set my entire face, but starting off with places where I applied concealer first with this powder. I like there's an oil controlling powder, so it helps me to keep my oils in check as well. Then using the mineral finishing powder from Nuban Beauty as well, and going with a very big fluffy powder brush to just set my entire face with the finishing powder. Honestly, if you're an oily skin girl and you are not soaking your face up with powder, what are you doing? I be seeing girls getting afraid of powder, and I get it because we don't looking like we're cakey, but trust me, it will come true. So for our lips, we are still using the same burgundy lip liner from Zaron that I used earlier for my lower lash line, and then going in above it with the brown pencil I use for my brows, and then using this Nuban Beauty lip gloss. I love the shade, I love it so much. And then to top everything off with clear lip gloss, I use this one that I got from a store, I can't remember the name and I can't really see right now, but just use the clear lip oil or lip gloss to just top everything together, to just seal the look. And by the time I'm done coating my lips with this clear lip gloss, I'm locking everything in with this finishing spray or setting spray, and then leaving it out to dry. And guys, this is the final look. When I tell you I was obsessed, I was obsessed. Like, I didn't know purple looked so good on my skin tone till this actual video. My mom testified that now this looks amazing. Like, hope you videoed. I'm like, yeah, actually filmed it. Like, my mom to compliment this look on me, and she's a soft makeup kind of person, then you know that I put you on the right. So there you have it, my beautiful people. Here is your full glam makeup tutorial, but focusing on the color purple eyeshadow, purple blush, purple lip combo. If you want more makeup look like this, do click on this video right here, and I'll be there with you to show you another amazing makeup look. Till then, I love you so much. Bye.